Expose. To reveal the true nature of someone or something. There are a lot of ways to get exposed, whether it's someone calling you out or taking accountability for yourself. There have been a few celebrity exposures that have happened so far this year, so let's talk about them as we count down the top 10 celebrities who got exposed in 2021 Part 2. At number 10, Olivia Jade. The 2019 college admissions bribery scandal was one of the biggest controversies of that year. We watched as many wealthy parents were busted for making bribes in order to get their kids into good schools, and there were a few celebrities involved, most notably Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Just recently, a documentary was released on Netflix that shed more light onto how things went down during the scandal, especially for Lori Loughlin and her daughter Olivia Jade. The documentary Operation Varsity Blues, the college admission scandal, exposed many people's involvement, including Olivia Jade and her family, and it showed how they got her into the school and how they got busted. According to this documentary, Lori and her husband Massimo submitted photos of Olivia on a rowing machine to Rick Singer, the man behind the admissions operation, which he then used to convince the USC rowing team to add her to the team, solidifying her admission to the school. Apparently, things started to unravel for Olivia and her parents because she kept sharing how she got into USC on her YouTube channel, which raised a few red flags. Their charade eventually ended after Olivia's high school guidance counselor got in contact with USC's admissions, telling them that Olivia has never been involved in rowing. Though this scandal has blown over for the most part, this documentary exposed them once again. At number 9, the Kardashians. Over the past year, with COVID affecting our lives, celebrities have been heavily scrutinized by the public for their COVID precautions. The Kardashians are one group of public figures that have faced their fair share of backlash when it comes to COVID because many fans have called them out for being unsafe. Now they're being exposed for their COVID testing and protocols when inviting visitors to their house, and it's casting a new light on the family. American media host Andy Cohen spoke out about the Kardashian wild system to prevent COVID spreading in their households after doing an interview with them, and it sure is wild. Andy said that before the interview, he was put in a car and driven to the Kardashians' quote, preferred testing facility. After getting tested, Andy said that he asked the medical staff if they were going to give him his results, to which the staff member said no. Andy was then driven to Khloe Kardashian's house, where he was then told to wait in the car, and if the second gate opened, that means that he tested negative. Imagine that, waiting in suspense for a whole car ride just to see if you don't have COVID, only to have a gate reveal your results. This kind of has the same energy as a gender reveal party, and I cannot explain it. It's bizarre, but at least they're being safe, right? Now, before I go any further, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also head on over to my gaming channel, Viper Girl. I just started a new Pixelmon series, so if that piques your interest, go on over and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Chris Pratt. During a recent episode of Anna Faris's podcast, she sat down with actress Gwyneth Paltrow, and they had a conversation about marriage. Anna asked Gwyneth if her, quote, taste in partners has changed throughout the decades of her life, to which she replied that her new partner is different in the sense that he helps her be more honest with herself. Anna replied saying that she never had that sense of honesty in her previous marriage to Chris Pratt. She then went on to essentially expose him for the way things were in their marriage and how this lack of emotional honesty caused, quote, competitiveness and comparison in the relationship. Chris and Anna had been together for 9 years before divorcing in 2017, and though there isn't much information as to why they broke up, there is speculation, and Anna's comments about emotions and honesty between partners may add to fans' interpretations of their marriage. At number 7, Armie Hammer. Now, I know that I included Armie in part 1 of this list, but there have recently been developments to this scandal that should be addressed, so I'm talking about him again. Just a quick recap of this scandal. Armie was exposed in January of this year for his unorthodox bedroom fantasies such as eating people and consensual non-consent. As a result of this, Armie has lost work, having been dropped from 2 upcoming projects, and he's also been dropped by his talent agency and publicist. Now, Armie is being investigated by the LAPD for an alleged assault that could potentially see him serving jail time if found guilty. This has all come about because a woman who claimed to have been romantically involved with Armie alleged that he forced himself upon her without her consent. This woman, known as Effie, gave a statement saying that she was harmed by him on a mental, physical, and emotional level during her on and off relationship with the actor, and that she was subjected to unwanted relations with him for over 4 hours where he committed multiple acts of violence against her. He's once again been exposed for his actions, this time on a more severe level, as he now faces potential legal repercussions. At number 6, Kylie Jenner. One celebrity who seems to always be in some kind of controversy every month is Kylie Jenner. Her actions are always being criticized, and we saw this recently as fans exposed her for her tone-deaf post about a friend's GoFundMe. Recently, Kylie took to her Instagram story to post about a makeup artist friend of hers who got into a serious accident. As a result of this accident, he's now in hospital recovering from surgery, and his family set up a GoFundMe page to help pay for his medical bills. Kylie ended up donating $5,000 to the fundraiser and asked her followers to consider donating as well. Though in theory this was a nice gesture to donate and promote this cause, a lot of people weren't all too impressed with her actions, as some people raised the fact that Kylie is more than wealthy enough to just pay off her friend's medical bills without help from her fans. With an estimated net worth of $900 million, fans just thought it was a little off. Apparently, when Kylie found out about this GoFundMe, $6,000 of the $10,000 goal had already been met, and so she donated $5,000 to push it over its goal. Kylie said that she just wanted to be helpful, but others say that she could have done more. What do you guys think about this though? Is Kylie in the wrong, or is this just being exaggerated? At number 5, Cara Delevingne. In this day and age, people demand accountability from the public figures they follow. There have been countless times when fans have dug up something from a celebrity's past to demand accountability for their actions, but it's not every day that celebs expose their own actions to take accountability for. Recently, Cara Delevingne did just that as she exposed herself for having been homophobic in the past. While on the Goop podcast, Cara opened up about how she was brought up in a quote, old-fashioned household, and how this caused her to think badly of the LGBTQ+ community. In the interview, she said, quote, "I didn't know anyone who was gay. I didn't acknowledge the fact that I was homophobic. The idea of being same-sex partners, I was disgusted by that in myself. I was like, oh my god, I would never, that's disgusting. Ugh," end quote. Cara says that she still struggles with this internal battle because she is pansexual, but thinks, quote, "I wish I could just be straight." The fact that she was able to recognize this in her and talk about it shows a lot of strength, even though she continues to struggle with this, and the fact that she exposed this past side of her also shows how much she's grown. At number 4, the Pope. I know the Pope isn't who you would normally think of when you think of a celebrity, but he is a public figure, and he, as well as the Vatican, were exposed a couple of weeks ago. On March 15th, it was announced that the Vatican would not, quote, "bless the civil unions of same-sex couples." The Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith published a note approved by the Pope that said that though they would uphold their welcoming and blessing of the LGBTQ+ community, they would not bless their unions, saying that, quote, "such unions are not part of God's plan." Obviously, the response to this declaration was very negative, and a lot of people took to social media to voice their opinions on the matter. One of these people being Elton John. As a member of the gay community, he was obviously taken aback by the Vatican statement, but he also took this as an opportunity to expose them for their hypocrisy. The singer tweeted about the Vatican's support for the movie Rocketman, a film based on Elton's life. In his tweet, it linked to an article detailing how the Vatican contributed millions of dollars to the making of Rocketman, and so this resulted in the Vatican getting exposed, with Elton calling them out for funding a film that, quote, "celebrates my happiness from my marriage to David." Elton is here calling people out on their BS and isn't afraid to do the same to the Catholic Church. At number 3, Sharon Osbourne. Recently, Sharon Osbourne was facing backlash because of her comments of support for Piers Morgan and his views on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's bombshell interview. She got into a heated confrontation with one of her talk show co-hosts, resulting in CBS conducting an internal review. Now more heat is being thrown towards Sharon as Leah Remini exposed her for having used offensive slurs in reference to Julie Chen and Sarah Gilbert on The Talk. This new information has prompted the studio to put the show on an extended hiatus to investigate these allegations. Leah claimed that Sharon used slurs commenting on Julie's eye shape and ethnicity because she is Asian American, and that she also used homophobic slurs in reference to Sarah because she's part of the LGBTQ+ community. Though these claims have been denied by Sharon, this isn't the first time she's come under fire for offensive comments like this, as back in 2011, Sharon also said that one of her former hosts of The View was, quote, "too ghetto for the show." CBS has released a statement saying that they're looking into these claims, so we'll have to wait and see what happens next. At number 2, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. It's been a few weeks since Meghan and Harry's Oprah interview rocked the tabloids, but things haven't died down quite yet, as people are still discussing the interview's topics and people are still picking it apart. There have been people coming forward to discredit some of the things that Meghan and Harry said in their interview, and now they're being exposed for lying about a specific topic. In their interview, they told Oprah that they had actually gotten married in secret 3 days before their televised wedding ceremony. Now we're finding out that this isn't exactly true. A spokesperson for the couple clarified that Meghan and Harry had exchanged personal vows a few days before their official wedding. This clarification comes after multiple sources had come forward claiming that the couple never had a secret wedding. The Sun publication actually obtained the couple's marriage license, confirming that their official wedding date was in fact May 19th, 2018, the day that the world tuned into their ceremony. A UK vicar also explained that the Church of England requires 2 witnesses at a couple's union and that it must take place within a certified place of worship to be considered valid, and none of those requirements were met during Meghan and Harry's secret vow exchange, meaning that it was not an official ceremony. And finally, number 1, Dr. Phil. Rapper Bad Baby, aka Danielle Bregoli, and known to most Dr. Phil fans as the Cash Me Outside girl, recently came forward about alleged abuse that she sustained at a reform camp that she was sent to after being on the show. Danielle posted a video to her YouTube channel opening up about what she experienced, detailing how staff at the camp called Turnabout Ranch treated her and the other kids, saying that she was taken from her home in the middle of the night, handcuffed, and wasn't allowed to sleep or shower for 3 days. She also said that staff used restraints on people and that some people have even claimed to be assaulted while there. Danielle exposed Dr. Phil for recommending such a place and is demanding he apologize to her and anyone else he sent there. Turnabout Ranch is described as a quote, boot camp for troubled teens, and Dr. Phil has recommended parents send their children to this facility to help with their troubled behavior. Now that people are coming forward about their experiences with the ranch, Dr. Phil is facing a lot of scrutiny and backlash, and is being urged to take accountability. Now I want you guys to tell me if there are any other celebrity scandals that have happened this year that have shocked you, and let me know about them down in the comments. Anyways, that's been our video. I've been your host, Brie, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends. Bye!